Yeah. Well, I don't know. This probably go in different directions, but thinking that, you know, people that abuse you, um, not including the psychopaths that are born psychopaths. I mean, they come out of the womb and they are psychopaths. You could put them in a Trump world, or you could put them in a Hitler world, and they're going to be psychopaths either way. It don't matter what you do. So we're not including them. And a lot of your personality disorders and stuff, the same thing. But like a narcissist, they're made. No, a narcissist doesn't come out of the womb a narcissist. It starts out as a baby. And the baby goes, it takes a few years. It takes like to seven, age 7, you're kind of like who you are and who you're going to be at that point. And you can imagine me at 7? Oh man, I don't know. I tell you, I didn't go to kindergarten because I was too smart. They said, you don't need to go to kindergarten. You go right to first grade. Skip. That kind of screwed me up in a way. I was happy at the time. I was proud of myself. I was like, yeah, good. I got advanced. Nobody gets advanced, especially in kindergarten. So, I did. And I spoke to a principal that worked in the school that I went to and where I got promoted. And she wasn't there then, but she was a principal for 30 years. And I told her what happened to me when I was online to vote for the school budget. My brother had a house and he was there to vote. I was just there to bullshit. And I talked to the principal, and she's like, I've been an educator for 30 years, and I never heard of anybody skipping kindergarten. So it tells you where you're at. But back to what I was saying, it depends on your upbringing. And if you're a narcissist or not. And if you're an only child, I think those odds go way down. You're most likely going to be a narcissist if you're an only child. It's kind of unavoidable. What kind of narcissist? Well, that's debatable. But you're going to be a narcissist. And that's why only child suck. If I meet somebody and I don't like them, the first question out of my mouth is, are you an only child? And it's usually yes. Usually the answer is yes. So I implore you, if you have a young child now, have another. Even if the kid dies, it'll still do better than having no kid. So have another. Humans aren't meant to be, when you have an only child, it's like raising a robot. You're raising a robot. And you wonder why he doesn't function in the world when you stop raising him. And you make him move on, He can't move on. There's no clue. He can't relate to people. All he can raise his mom and dad who love him to death. But once he leaves that house, nobody loves him. Nobody can give a rat's ass if he eats food or sleeps in the street. You and mom and dad, you did. And anybody else, they don't give a rat's ass. And you learn that with a sibling, You learn how to deal with that in a different way. You look at the world differently. And it's more practical. Where, as a single child, you have a warp. It's that funhouse mirror again. It looks normal to you. And it's not. It's a funhouse mirror. If you had a brother or sister, that mirror would take on a different meaning. It would take on a different look. So it's unfortunate, but it's true. Certain things set us up for the personalities and the people we are. Blondes, most of them are bitches because they got every guy in the world wants to fuck them. So it's like, how could you not be a bitch? Every room you go into, you come out with 3 or 4 numbers. I know some don't. I mean, some never get a number because they're too pretty, and the guys have no balls, so they can't talk to you. And they all assume you have a boyfriend, so they're not going to bother that. Be embarrassed to find out you have a boyfriend. So it's kind of like that too. But I know a lot of pretty girls stay home and don't do anything on Friday night, and because they're too pretty. And a lot of my ex-girlfriend 25 years ago, Lisa. She was extremely pretty, and I couldn't take her to a bar. I couldn't take her anywhere, and I get into fights. They'd act like I wasn't even standing there. I'm standing right next to her, and they'd be like hitting on her and doing whatever they wanted to do to her. And I'm like, hello, do you see me? And they're like, no, they didn't see me. So, it's like, I don't know. And she was psycho, Nobody could talk to me, and she'd go nuts. So, everybody nowadays, people read books. They want to have a perfect child, raise a perfect child. They take anything in the environment is taken away that could be dangerous. Back in my day, you could put your finger in a light socket, no problem, nobody bother you. They'd invite you to do it. Please do it. So that's different. Go play in traffic. Go play in traffic. We're busy. And I did. Got hit by a tow truck and the car was full when I was 3 years old. The devil's been trying to kill me forever since I was 3 years old. Then I had to crawl around on my knees because the accident screwed up my knee, and didn't break it or anything, but it just bruised it where I couldn't walk, and I had to crawl. I'm 3 years old, you're done crawling, and it's not normal to be crawling at 3 years old. And my mother was like, fuck you, get in the car, nobody cared. I think she was disappointed the truck didn't do the job. Maybe she had to pay him more money next time. I don't know. Life is funny, I'll tell you. Funny. It's all a show. It's all crap, They act like they love you. They say I love you, and then they kick you in the ass. It's like, oh, you love me, huh? Please, don't love me. Whatever you do, don't love me. We'll be better off. Thank you very much.